Good morning, everybody, and good morning to anybody listening to this on the recordings. Lovely to have you with us here today. I have been doing a lot of kind of pre-wedding cleaning, so sorry if I sound a little bit bunged up, a bit of dust flying around the place from unexplored corners. Places that have been left undisturbed for years are getting a seeing to. It's lovely to have you here with us today. And actually, that is not unrelated to what we're going to be looking at, which is the help and the support we all need and that we can find in ourselves using the archetypes today. So warm welcome to you all. Just a reminder, particularly for anybody listening who is unfamiliar with our format, that we hold a very simple structure where we respect everybody and we respect everybody's sovereignty over their own body. And so please remember that anything we offer you is a guidance. And if you have a strong sense that that's not going to serve you in this moment or in this time, or you need to adjust it for physical reasons, please take responsibility for that. You know your body. Don't push yourself, but at the same time, do stretch yourself. So, and also to hold the confidentiality of what you hear in the chat. And also, actually, although the session is recorded, and so anything you say on the microphone will be part of that recording, but anything you hear, still hold the confidentiality of that, if you would, in terms of the way you talk about the session, so that you're not talking about people, but you can talk about what we do as much as you like. And in fact, we'd love you to. It's really lovely when people bring people to our work. It means a lot to us. So how's everybody doing today? Let's begin with a little check-in. So on the energy scale, where are you feeling? Where have you woken up today? Is it kind of up, bouncing off the ceilings, middling, a little bit low? Okay, we've got quite a range. Alison's kind of up and down, not holding herself up. I'm guessing what that is. I'm kind of middling energy, and had a bit of a boost from David, who's bouncing off the ceilings with excitement, which is lovely, always lovely. And in terms of how you're feeling, your emotional well-being today, from 0 being very low to 10 being incredibly happy and good with life, either let us know in the chat, or if you'd like to hold up fingers, please do. I realize I don't have the chat up. So we've got 4, we've got an 8, we've got a 5, we've got a 6 from Greta, 8 from David. Yeah, okay. So be gentle with yourself, Lorna. Get the nurturing from the session. And let's hopefully what we do will help bring your emotions into a place where you can increase that number, maybe. Not that you have to. Emotions and feeling them is very good, really important. And it is a emotional day here in the UK. All right, so let's step into some embodiment of the archetypes. And today we're going to it's kind of playful and experimental, really, today. But we started because we were talking about my wedding, which obviously has quite a lot to do, as it's in a week tomorrow. So I've got a big to-do list. And when David and I checked in earlier this week, we were talking about that. And we talked about the archetypes and how we could be creative with the archetypes. Like, we can create our own archetypes for different circumstances and embody them. And when we were thinking about which archetypes we would embody to help us with what we need to do, I realized it wasn't so much embodying archetypes as staff that I was looking for. I decided I needed a staff team to help me. So I thought that we could start with that. So with what you're doing at the moment, the most important things you're engaged with, if you could have 3 members of a staff team doing roles that would really serve you right now, who would that be? if you let your imagination really go, and it wouldn't be awkward, it would be easy for them to be around, they'd just be there to do the things you need them to do, like palace staff even. Like, who would the staff be that you would choose right now? So maybe think about the most important things you're doing, or even the things that are most challenging for you at the moment that you could do with some help with. Take a moment, just take a breath. Let yourself relax into your body, feel your bottom on the seat. Feel that point of connection as you relax through your core. So relaxing your eyes and your jaw and your shoulders, and down to your belly. Taking a breath and letting that go. Noticing that feeling of more quiet space within you, if that's what your experience is. And then opening up, and ask yourself in this connection, what staff would you love to have around you at the moment? What would be most helpful in your life right now? I'm going with the same that I got earlier this week. I would love a massage therapist to be on call. I would love a driver kind of organizer who would be a field lieutenant on the day of my wedding as well, directing everybody what to do. And I'd love a cleaner to really come in and do my house. So when you've got your ideas, maybe if you'd like to put them in the chat, or just let us know if you'd like to unmute and tell us what's going on for you and what you'd love and why. I'd love to hear some of your stories. House move expert, client enrollment, and marketer. Good roles, David. Nice, I like that. A cleaner from Greta as well, an organizer and an accountant. Oh, private chef, Lenka, what a great idea. Massage, the physiotherapist, gardener or garden help, brilliant. You see, now I'm seeing everybody else's ideas and I want more than 3.
I'm going to, I can't write because it's too complicated.
Sure, Lorna.
I'd like a court jester. A bit like, a court jester, a wise court jester, a computer person who's there all the time, just does what I say, they do it. That's about it, really.
A court jester and a computer expert. Love it. An IT assistant. Beautiful. Thank you, Lorna. And Alison, would you like to share? Oh, you got decluttering assistant, PA, driver, and tech person, and wise friend. Beautiful. Okay, that's lovely. Okay, so we're going to take that into, like, beyond the lightheartedness of thinking how lovely it would be to have all of these people supporting us in our lives, into where we can find them in the archetypes, and want to give you a real sense of freedom here, that if you find them within warrior, within lover, within sovereign, and within magician, then awesome, use them. But actually, you know, might there be a kind of another archetype, like a jester, for example, for Lorna, that you could embody in order to use some of the qualities or find them in yourself that you're looking for externally. So get creative, let the boundaries go of what the archetypes are or what they need to be, and take a moment once again, and let's start this standing, because we're going to embody the archetypes, and I feel like a bit of movement is going to help everyone find their way into this.
And just to be really explicit, there's this sense of, rather than it being staff which is outside of yourself, that you're embodying the archetypes, because you're going to find that resource within yourself. Just maybe that's an obvious thing to people, but just in case it isn't, just
to make
say
sure.
that out loud. Yeah,
Absolutely. So with this, it's a sense of taking a moment. Let's take a moment, and we will begin with sovereign, because sovereign is a really helpful archetype. I'm going to actually begin with a sip of tea. Lubricate a little bit. So let's begin in that beautiful sense of self and oneness and wholeness in the sovereign stance, feeling your feet firmly, but maybe softly planted on the floor, really being mindful today of any emotions that you're experiencing, letting them be, that's fine. No need to be forceful with any of this. And feeling that sense of your body rising from your feet in that beautiful alignment. Your hips aligned over your feet, your shoulders, and your head centered on your spine. And taking a moment to imagine you as the sovereign with your crown. A beautiful moment of connection with that sovereignty within you. And with what we're really learning about what it is to be a sovereign in the world as our queen passes. Feeling that sense of connection, of oneness, of love, coming from the higher, and bringing that, imagining that can come down through your body, and like absorbing that feeling of your right to be the sovereign of your own life, your wholeness. Coming down your body until it gently meets that centered, grounded feeling from your feet, as if the earth is then also coming up your body, bringing its magic of stability, practicality, care for the things in your realm, for the people, for the different aspects and details of your realm. And from here, from that support you've already indicated you'd love in your life at this time, allow one aspect of that support to come to you as most important now, for a moment. And as you get one item, and as David is moving, please feel free to move if it helps you with your reflection and with your awareness. But when you have that one aspect of life that you would love help for, to be of assistance in your world, maybe again do start walking if you'd like to, and let the archetype that represents that come to you. So what might the archetype be? I'm getting a sense of diligence, of attending to the details. And so there's I can't think of the name of it in a court, but there's the person who looks after things, who makes sure things happen, a kind of adjutant or something. Always there, always looking after the details. So that's my archetype that I'm inviting into my body. And as you invite that archetype into your body, let your body move to absorb and work with that archetype. So however that affects your embodiment, let that be. And represent it in your movements, in your posture. And notice what you start to experience with this. What awareness comes up in you about this archetype and the skills the archetype has that you have, that you can develop with the support of this archetype. What are those skills? How does this embodiment open up new possibilities for you? In what ways? What is becoming more available to you through your body? And what might the impact of that be in your world, in your life? If you have more of this in you, if you allow more of this, invite it in. And finally, what is an embodied practice that supports more of this quality for you? Okay, I'd like to do one more of these, but if you're willing, if you'd like to come back to the screen first, and also if you'd like to take a moment to write anything down, any observations or anything that you want to capture. If you want to do that in the chat because you don't have a pen or paper, please do, because you can I think potentially save the chat. I don't know if you can actually. They can. Okay. So if you'd like to take a few moments, and also if anybody's willing to share what they got or what they observed, it'd be lovely to hear the impact of this before we have one more round.
Well, I got what spontaneously just came up for me was, for my marketer, was like a town crier.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So, you know, big long black coat with a coat with a hat and a big bell, you know, and a big belly. And, you know, I felt all of that, and it felt really great to speak from that real deep place in my belly, but also really feeling like my lungs filling up right up to the top of my chest as well. So doing much more on video, so being more visible on video rather than writing, which feels a bit more comfortable.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Hear ye, yeah, that's how I was actually saying it out loud.
Yeah, shameless, like that's the job of the town crier, is to make as much noise as possible and tell as many people as possible joyfully and with that full lungs. Beautiful, David. I love it. Anybody else like to share briefly? If not, no problem, we can just go straight into the next round. Okay, all right, let's have another go then. Let's see if we can bring in another supporter within ourselves into our work, into what we'd love to do. So once again, if you'd like to stand, of course you can do this seated as well, if you'd like to be relaxed and rested. So my inclination is to let you do this in your own time now. So let me remind you, take a moment in sovereign stance, take yourself into sovereign, into that upright, relaxed posture, where you know what serves, and ask what is the archetype that's going to serve you right now in your life to develop the qualities of what you need most, what's going to serve you most. Embody that, maybe in movement or in stillness, and build your awareness of how that serves you, what is there for you, and what can you do to encourage more of it. So in your own time. If you need help, please ask. Come back to So how did you go? And would anybody like to share? You can share in the chat, or as always, you can unmute. We have a bit of time. We have quite a nice time for sharing. Alison.
It was so interesting. I mean, there was quite a lot there, and I had to sort of let go of the thoughts and just let my body take over. And what I found was that there's a need for fluidity. I found my body wanting to be fluid and move and be creative and receptive. So it's a kind of it's a very balanced, and the wise friend. I need that wise friend. I need to be my own wise friend because I've got so much happening, almost too much to say, I need this or that.
Yeah.
Just to be calm and centered and peaceful and trust that there is something within me that I'm not always aware of that is leading me in my life. And the lover is very important, being held and loved. So, yeah, thank you for that. It was lovely. Thank you. And helpful.
Beautiful, beautiful, Alison. Yeah, it's lovely to hear. Greta, first I needed the organizer. This time I needed the artist. Very nice. Two different bits of you coming out there, Greta. Beautiful. Anybody else like to share? I really enjoyed that. I had a bit the same, Greta. I had the organizer, like I can't remember what is it, the person that sits beside the king, and it's like a chancellor almost, but not quite, just makes everything happen. And there was a calmness in their organized nature. Like when I'm organized, it's not calm because it's a bit weird. But same Greta. But I realized I could be organized and really calm because I have really real confidence in my ability to be organized. So I could be calm with it and just go, yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I can do that. And then the next one was to lighten up, because obviously with the wedding preparation can get a bit, and the whole thing is about joy and celebrating our love. So a kind of gentle, loving joker came out. You know, not a taking the mickey joker, so not somebody who's kind of trying to score points, but somebody who's lovingly lifting me up. And it was lovely to remember that lightness is available in my body in any moment. So would anybody else like to share? Lenka, lovely.
For me, it evolved. I realized that all the three that I said are kind of connected in a way that, for me, the private shift then was about eating through nature. The masseuse and massage therapist is through healing the body. And obviously the gardener really took me like to grounding and feel the connection to the earth. So all of them have been like really coming up strongly with the senses and of like nature and feeling more part of the surroundings, if it makes any sense.
It does. Makes perfect sense. Thank you, Lenka. That's beautiful. So maybe also a nature practice is going to really support you. Maybe you already do one, but Lorna. Thanks.
Thank you. A little bit like Alison, I tried not to think too much, or because I can direct everything from my thought. So I did planted what I said to you earlier and forget about it. And I found my body going into finding vital space and entering the earth. And then and the second part, you invited us to carry on. My earth needed or began to have a lot more fluidity and lava to it. And what was actually, what turned out was the court jester or magician returned, but in a very kind of bridge yoga-y type of position, very comfortable, don't worry. But very, very earthed, because I had all 4 limbs stuck to the ground. But my heart and my head and body were lifted up. So I don't know, there was something to do with sovereign fluidity and inspiration, but like well into the earth. Or perhaps jester will bring a little bit of lightness. I don't know, I can't analyze too well with words.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, isn't that what's beautiful about the body? Body's wisdom is there, and it doesn't always have words attached. Thank you for sharing, Lorna. That's profound, beautiful. Okay, so thank you, everybody. It's really lovely for your wholehearted participation and experimentation. I really loved hearing what you got there. David, do you need to say anything about the next few weeks? I'm taking a few weeks out now, as I enjoy the start of my married life. So David, you'll be in David's tender hands while I become
my kind and gentle and loving hands. Yeah. So for the next 3 weeks, I'll be running the sessions. I've kind of got a theme possibly around listening and communication, but also kind of very open for that to be very fluid as well. So that's where I'm thinking at the moment, but that could change. But just to let you know, it will be me hosting the sessions until the first week in October.
Great. Thank you, everybody, for your time. If you'd like to unmute and say goodbye in any way you'd love to, I really enjoyed having this time with you this morning.
Great. Thank you very much, Thea. That was lovely.
Have a lovely wedding. Have a wonderful wedding.
Yeah, just enjoy.
Yeah.